Morning everybody, Larry here. I'm not going to make a super long video. Just wanted to come on and say hello. Thank you for stopping by. If you are here, please like and subscribe to the channel. Be very appreciated to have your support. And I really appreciate you just even stopping by and checking out this video. So, going to get right into it. Ramadan's coming up in the next couple of weeks. As you have seen me do in the past, I often undergo not a transformation in my training, but a change, right? So if you're unfamiliar with what Ramadan is, it is the holy month for Muslims, right? We fast from sunup to sundown, and we do that for around about 30 days, right? So that's kind of our spiritual time. Like all the time is time to reflect on our life, remembrance of Allah, God, and just try to become better people, better Muslims. So with that being said, the focus for that month isn't necessarily on training hardcore, right? Obviously you still want to get the training in because you're trying to get to a point physically, right? You want to get in better shape, you want to get in better condition, whatever, what have you. But you also have the other 11 months of the year to do that. So now when you're in Ramadan, you're kind of in a maintenance / fat loss phase. So I'm going to approach the month about the same way I've done other months, but I'm actually going to go back to the formula that I tried to do last year but failed miserably for a variety of reasons. Most of them I can't even remember. So the important thing to remember, and I think this is where a lot of Muslim bodybuilders mess up, is that they try to gain mass while they're in an obvious deep caloric deficit by not eating for the majority of the day. To that I say, Ramadan is not the time for you to try to gain mass. It is 100% not. It is literally a fat loss maintenance phase, as I mentioned earlier. But why? You can make that food up at night, especially with sunset being around about 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. Here's the problem, is that if you try to go into a mass mode during Ramadan, the amount of food that you have to eat to put on quality weight will probably be a lot still. And you're eating 6 times a day when you're not even fasting. So the problem with that is that you have too many close meals. Sorry, God, I got tongue-tied there. You have too many close meals together in the small time frame that you have, because you have to remember too, during this month we eat from sunup to we're fasting from sunup to sundown, but we have to eat our meal before we start fasting, which is called suhoor. So right now, this morning, which is Saturday, the 24th of February, the morning dawn was at 5:45, round about that time. So when you're fasting for Ramadan, you have to eat before that. So that's where a lot of complications come in, because you have to wake up so early. And if you're trying to gain mass during Ramadan, then obviously you have to break your sleep. You're not having a lot of sleep already because you have to wake up so early. But here's the thing, with this year, it being before daylight savings time kind of ends, we can get into the gym a little bit earlier. We can eat our meal before, we can eat the meal that breaks our fast a little earlier. So no, a mass gain is not smart, but a fat loss phase is. So what should you do in a fat loss phase? During a Ramadan fat loss phase, the main thing you want to key in, the main thing that you want to put priority on with all of the other spiritual stuff that you have going on, is that you need to make sure you stay consistent inside of the gym. That is the main thing. In years past, I have found that the energy level at the end of a long work day may not be there. I have found that it's extremely difficult to try to go to the gym on low caffeine. You're going to be raw dogging your workouts with no caffeine, no pre-workout, no nothing. Then on top of that, you need to make sure that you stay consistent in the gym. So if you're going 4 days, continue to go 4 days and try to figure out how to metabolically condition that way. If you're going 5 days, you could do 5 days doing some type of conditioning work, but also you can add in an isolation day where if it's something that you just want to throw blood into, not necessarily grow, but just keep, tapping on it to let that muscle group know that you're still training, you're still working hard, go ahead and do that. But generally 4 days is a sweet spot during the month. Also, hydration. When I say fast, I just don't mean from food. I mean from food and water. And that is the difficulty of the month, is that a lot of people, the water gets them more than the food. I know once I get to a certain point of the day, I'm more thirsty than I am hungry. So being cognizant of that is making sure I just slam water throughout the night, making sure that when I wake up for suhoor, the first thing I'm slamming is water. Not anything that can give me cotton mouth either. Again, leaving the pop alone. Juices are fine. Just want to watch the sugar content. But hydrate. Adding more salt to my meals than I normally would. A little extra mustard on the meals, some sodium. Anything that can bring water into the muscle cells before the workout and after the workout. So, also with that, cardio is of the utmost importance, okay? You must maintain some type of cardiovascular condition, and that's just going to aid in the fat loss. Ramadan is a very tough month physically, and I've found that the better in shape that you are, the better you can tolerate it. Because there's a certain discipline that comes with being in shape, and then there's a certain discipline that comes with fasting for Ramadan. Now, here's something else to consider as well. Keeping the stress level low. Most of us work a full-time job. And the stress level is high. Finding those coping mechanisms during a high stressful event is going to help you manage Ramadan better, because what happens when you get stressed out, the first thing you want to do is eat. You have to train your mind, and you need to start training it now that that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, and that's something that you're going to work very hard and diligently to make sure does not happen. So, the mind is a powerful tool. The mind is an extremely powerful tool, and it can make or break you. Don't fall victim to eating bad food or breaking your fast early because you're in a high stressful event. Stress sucks. We know. You can't live with it. You can't live without it. But you have to build up that resiliency. All right? And keep in mind that all the Muslims are doing this for the sake of Allah. So that should add a level of, okay, this is not for me. And the last part, well, close to the last part I want to emphasize is that the food that you eat, it should obviously taste good, right? But don't be super marred to the diet. It's okay to have something you want. Now, keep in mind, if you're training at night like me, you're going to want to have something that has a little bit of sugar in it, some salt, and then also on top of that, you want to make sure that the protein is easily digestible. Because once you break that fast, you're in the gym. You're sweating it out, you're making your gains, your progress, whatever, what have you. Just make sure that you have something that nutritionally supports what you're trying to do. We're still bodybuilders, we're still fitness enthusiasts, so you need to make sure that you're doing the necessary things nutrition wise to support the type of training that you're doing. And then the last thing is just remember what the month is about. Again, the month isn't about gains. We're just trying to maintain. We may be trying to drop a little bit of body fat, trying to get our condition up. But that is not the point of the month. So, and this is a message for me too. Stay consistent, but if you miss a day here, you miss a day there, that's fine. What I will say, do not drop below 3 days. Twice a week workout, no. Do not drop below 3 days. That is my personal recommendation. So those are just some tips and tricks of things that I'm doing to get ready. And I'm also slowly peeling back my food and water so I'm able to tolerate the change from little food to no food, little water to no water, relatively easy. Right now I'm only eating once a day at work. I know it's several days out, but I'd rather just err on the side of caution than not do it correctly when the time comes to fast and I'm complaining and I'm lethargic. Just get the body ready now. Just get the body ready now, and then that way you don't have to worry about any surprises when things come up. All right? So that's just the way I'm approaching Ramadan. Yours may be a little bit different. Let me know in the comment section how you are doing it, and who knows, maybe you can help somebody. You can definitely help me. So if I'm missing something, please let me know, and we can talk about it. So until then, next time, guys, y'all take care. We'll talk to you later, and you have a good one.